Good day once again, dear clinicians. So, we are on our ninth week, and this is about the review of access cavity preparation. And since we all know now that there are certain complexities and challenges that might arise during root canal treatment, so it is best for us to know and to have ourselves master the following. Okay. So we should be able to relate reasons and indications for removing caries or restorations during access preparation. So what will happen if unsupported tooth structures won't be removed? So will it affect the treatment procedure? Next is we should be able to describe the techniques for locating difficult to find chambers or canals. And then we should also be able to describe and differentiate the procedures, the burrs used, the sequence of operations to start and to complete access preparations of various teeth. And we should identify major principles of access preparation in both anterior and posterior teeth and recognize situations, okay, in which special isolation approaches are necessary. And then describe why straight line access is critical. So what are the repercussions once you fail to create a straight line access? So we have here the introduction. So let me read it for you. So access is the first and arguably most important part of endodontic treatment. A properly prepared access creates a smooth, straight line path to the canal system and ultimately to the apex, pababa sa apex. So, or to the position of the first curve. Sometimes kasi the roots are curved. So, dapat when you have a good axis preparation, a straight line axis, dapat it could reach the first curvature of the root. And then straight line axis provides the best chance of debridement para totally ma-flush out mo of the entire canal space and reduces the risk of file breakage. Kasi you will insert the file smoothly and easily until it reaches the apical area. So when prepared correctly, the access preparation allows complete irrigation, shaping, and cleaning, and of course, quality obturation. So now, let's review the objectives of the access preparation. First, we usually do, access preparation to conserve sound tooth structures, but to completely unroof the pulp chamber by removing all the undercuts and shelves that might hinder the entry of the instruments and might serve as a haven for the microorganism to hide. And of course, access preparation also targets the entire removal of coronal pulp tissue, be it vital or necrotic, and to completely locate all canal orifices to be able to achieve a straight line access up to the apical foramen or to the initial curvature of the canal. Okay? And to establish a good restorative margins to prevent leakage after it has been restored. Okay? So yun ang mga importanteng points for you to have in mind during access preparation. So there are certain guidelines naman in order to complete an ideal access preparation. Okay? So one, we should visualize the internal anatomy, which dictates the shape of the chamber. So it might require an angled periapical radiographs and examination tooth anatomy at the coronal, cervical, and root levels. Okay? So yun yung mga bagay nating dapat i-consider naman when it comes to the guidelines. So just to recap the one we discussed last time. So we have 9 guidelines to determine and locate the orifices on the chambers we have. Okay? Para hindi kayo malito kung nasa chamber na ba kayo or wala pa at gaano ba kalaki yung chamber. So we have the law of centrality. Just a recap, that pulp chamber is always located at the center. Okay? And then the law of concentricity naman, that the entire chamber are always, yung lahat ng surfaces ng chamber coordinates with the external surface of the tooth. Then the law naman of the CEJ says that the distance between the external surface and the pulp chamber are entirely the same on all sides. Can you see the picture? Lahat yan, pare-pareho. And then we have the first law of symmetry. It indicates that except for the maxillary first molars, since the palatal root is located at the center, that's why hindi siya included. So canal orifices on both sides of the line drawn mesiodistal, yeah, that one, mesiodistal should be, makikita mo siya sa kabilang side, di ba? Ayun. And then, the second law naman of symmetry, except again for the first molars, canal orifices lie on a line perpendicular to a line drawn in a mesiodistal direction. Okay. So, that pulp chamber naman is always darker than the walls if you have the color of, the laws of color change. And then, the other one is that canal orifices are located at the angles in the floor wall junction dito. Hindi siya pwedeng, andito na yung floor, nandun pa siya sa loob or sa sulok. Okay? Sa junction nila, makikita mo na siya. Okay? Isa yun sa mga dapat nating i-consider also. And then, the canal orifices then, ito susunod, second law, are located at the angles in floor wall, ito dito sa point angles. Makikita mo siya. Dito sa walls at saka dito. Yan. And then, lastly, that the orifices naman are located at the terminus. Can you see now the developmental fusion? This area is connected here, and this one is connected here because of this developmental fusion. So, as you trace the developmental fusion, once it terminates here, you will find na the orifices. Okay? So now, of course, we need to remove now the caries, okay, before we start our access preparation. Yan. So, caries removal is best performed first here before we start our access. So, removal of all defective restorations, hindi lang yung caries. And caries, of course, before entry into the pulp chamber is necessary. So, you need to remove carious dentin during this preparation. Okay? Kasi pwedeng malodge sa pulp chamber. I mean yung microorganism. So before you remove the entire pulp, the pulp pulpal roof, you need to remove first all the carious lesion. So this removal prevents irrigating solutions from leaking past the rubber dam into the mouth and prevents carious dentin and its bacteria from entering into the root canal system. So removal of unsupported tooth structures after completing the preparation. So it is very important to assess restorability and to prevent tooth fracture. So ibig sabihin, after you have removed all the carious lesion and restorative materials, the previous restoration, you need now to assess, kaya pa ba ng tooth na mag-root canal and then ma-maintain or ma-retain inside the oral cavity. Or baka naman sa sobrang laki na nang natanggal, it can't withstand already the forces of mastication. So baka maybe the prognosis will be bad. Okay? So yun ang mga points to consider. So now, we have now the crown build-up. Okay, so it starts within the creation of access cavity walls nga, diba, that do not restrict straight or direct line passage of instruments to the apical foramen or initial curvature. So sufficient tooth structure must be removed to allow instruments to be placed easily into each canal orifices. Ayan, kita niyan, ayan. Without interference from the canal walls. Kailangan namang hindi siya matakpan, particularly when a canal curves severely or leaves the chamber floor at an obtuse angle. Diba? Dapat hindi matakpan ang mga orifices. So, access design is dependent, yung design, on the orifice location. So, wag tatakpan yon. Okay? It depends on the orifice location but also on the position and curvature of the entire canal. So, baka slightly i-flare mo siya kasi baka yung position ng entire canal is hindi mo ma-locate. It's because it's still hidden. Okay? So, delayed isolation by delaying dam placement sometimes is necessary. Okay? So, until difficult canals have been located and confirmed, okay, is observed since difficulty can arise in gaining access into teeth that are crowded and rotated. So, pwedeng minsan, you will delay muna the ano to, the installation of your rubber dam kasi nga, kailangan mong makita on how you will perform your access preparation. Okay? So, the best course of action is to prepare the initial part of the access cavity so that the inclination of the root immenses can be visualized para makita nyo lahat. So, micro-openers, these are the micro-openers. They are very excellent instruments for locating canal orifices when a dental dam has not been placed yet. Okay, so it has 0.04, 0.06 tapered tips, and then the dental dam naman must be placed once the roof of the pulp chamber has been penetrated and the canals are already identified. Okay, so we prepare the access through the lingual and occlusal surfaces. Diba? So these approaches are best means of achieving straight line access and lessens the aesthetics and restorative concerns. So, diyan talaga siya nilalagay. Hindi, kasi yung yung aesthetics, syempre, makikita mo may butas doon during the treatment, diba? So, we prefer to place it lingually. Okay? While for the posterior teeth, we prefer it occlusally rather than buccally, okay, or lingually for easy access also. So, after an access preparation is done, of course, location, flaring, and exploration of canal orifices is done using an endodontic explorer. Okay, this one. So, canal orifices naman kasi are flared. Yan. If i-flare mo siya, canal orifices dito should be flared. Ito, tatanggalin mo siya and then this area should be flared to make file or any instrument placement easier inside the canals. Okay, so canal are explored with the use of small files or pre-curved file sizes like file number 6, 8, or 10. Now, so adequate illuminations naman using equipments like loops, the person using here, we call it loops, or the endo microscope also. So they will be of great help in locating canals, most especially those constricted, curved, and calcified canals. So it can also help during debridement and removal of tissues and calcification from the chamber. Okay. So let us discuss now the mechanical phases of anterior access preparation. Okay. So here, this is how it goes. So the initial external outline form is performed during the caries and defective restoration removal. Kung baga inaaral nyo pa kung how and where to start the removal of defective materials to figure out the design of the access preparation. So okay, so after doing the caries removal and crown buildup, now you will use now a 2 or 4, number 2 or 4 file size, round, maybe, burrs. Maybe you can use a round or a tapered fissure burr. Tapos, it will be penetrated through the enamel. Yan, this one, it will be penetrated to the enamel, directing into the dentine. Okay, so the penetration of the chamber should be oriented along its root's long axis. Dapat. So, until a drop is felt. Ayan. Pag na-feel mo na yung drop, at what is next na. Okay? So, unroofing is next by complete removal of the roof. Minsan yung iba hindi ito natatanggal, ano? So, that's why nagkakaroon pa ng haven at saka reinfection. Or, you need to remove also the lingual shelf. Okay, this one. Or the lingual shoulder. So, this is done by catching the end of the round burr, when under the tip of a dentine roof by doing a withdrawal stroke. So, kailangan ipasok mo siya and then you will withdraw it once it reaches the dentin roof, di ba? So the coronal pulp is amputated, of course, with an endodontic excavator, then followed by copious irrigation with sodium hypochlorite. And then you will use a small brooch inserted inside the canal orifice, okay, inside the canal orifice, and rotated to amputate naman the root or the radicular pulp tissue. Scoop out mo muna, tapos you need to put you need to irrigate the with sodium hypochlorite, and then you can now insert a small brooch para retrieve mo naman yung radicular pulp tissue. So then the following again, you need to irrigate it with sodium hypochlorite. Okay, so the removal of the lingual shoulder will follow once the orifices has been identified. Tatanggalin mo na tong lingual shoulder. Okay? And confirm the lingual shoulder. Diba? Pag na-remove mo na siya. Okay? This structure is the lingual shelf of dentine that extends from the cingulum, diba, to a point approximately 2 millimeters apical to the orifices. Yan, ganyan siya kalayo. Yan, ganyan siya kalayo dito sa orifice. So, it extends hanggang doon. So, its removal aids a straight line access. Makakadiretso yung file mo. Okay? For effective cleaning and shaping. So, the lingual shoulder can be removed with a tapered safety tip diamond burr or maybe a Gates Glidden is good also. Now, so, once a straight line axis has been determined na-determine mo na, ideally, an endodontic file can already reach the apical foramen or the first point of canal curvature, undeflected na. Hindi na nababalik ko. So, but if the lingual shoulder has been adequately removed and the file still binds along the incisal edge, the access cavity should be extended further incisally, as what you can see in the picture. Kita mo to, di ba? Yan, nabibend siya. So, you need to extend it further to remove the incisal roof area. Di ba? So, it is extended until the file is no longer deflected hanggang sa magkaroon na ng straight file. So, the final extent or position of the incisal wall during the access prep is determined by two factors. The pulp horn should be completely removed. Dapat ma-remove yung nakaharang doon. And the straight line access showing an undeflected file once inserted and has already reached the apex. Okay? Now, so the access chamber should be visibly inspected. Dapat yun, the access chamber, dapat ma-inspect mo siya. Even the orifices for possible presence of grooves that might indicate an additional canal. Okay, smoothening, of course, you need to smoothen all the cavo surface, margin should be, dapat mas-smoothen siya. Tapos, for the final step of an access cavity preparation, to avoid coronal leakage caused by rough or irregular margins. So, dapat mas-smoothen siya, no? And then, what about the mechanical phases of posterior naman? Teeth, if you will be doing an access preparation on the posterior teeth. So the process of preparing access preparation on these teeth is similar to that of anterior teeth, but enough differences might, of course, exist. So removal of caries and permanent restoration is important. Next, an initial external outline form is determined by positioning the chamber at the center of the tooth. At the center of the tooth, at the level of the CEJ. Dapat hanggang dun sa CEJ, ma-visualize nyo. So, the maxillary premolars, point of access is on the central groove. Nasa central groove, dapat yung nasa gitna, between the pulp cusp tips. And then, the mandibular premolars naman are tilted lingually. Yan, relative naman siya to their roots. And then, the imaginary mesial chamber wall of maxillary and mandibular molars is a line connecting the mesial cusps. Diba? Ito. Nasa maxillary tayo, diba? Dapat yan. Yung mesial cusp niya, dapat mag-aano siya. And then, we have the, ano naman, we have, where is it? Ayan, dapat yung mesial cusp niya nagko-connect. This is your palatal and this is your, ano na, ito maxillary molars. Yan, the mesial cusps. Dapat dito mo siya uumpisahan, okay? And the mandibular molars in line connecting the mesial cusp tips. Ayan, dito naman yung mesial cusp tips. Ito yung mesial cusp ng maxillary. Ito naman yung sa ano, okay? Sa mandibular molars. And then, okay, a distal boundary for maxillary molar is along the oblique ridge. Wait, yan, sa along the oblique ridge naman ito. Ito ang distal boundary niya. Along the oblique ridge. And then, while sa mandibular molars naman, the initial distal boundary is line connecting the buccal and lingual grooves. Ito naman, buccal and lingual grooves. So, dyan dapat naka-concentrate yung inyong access preparation. Okay? Now, so after you have determined the position of your burr for initial penetration, the actual, okay, penetration is done with a round or tapered fissure burr. So in premolars, the penetration angle is parallel to the long axis. Dapat parallel to the long axis of the roots, both in the mesiodistal and baccolingual direction. In maxillary molars naman, the penetration angle is towards the palatal orifices. Okay? And then while in mandibular molars, it is towards the distal orifices naman. Dapat nakalocate siya sa distal orifices. Yan. Then complete unroofing of the chamber is then to follow, including the pulp horns. Tatanggalin nyo na lahat yung groove. So identification of canal orifices is achieved by the removal of cervical dentine bulges. Ito na siya, cervical dentine bulges, and orifices and coronal flaring. So this can be done by using safety tip, diamond or carbide bars, or Gates Glidden drills. Pwede mo siyang matanggal. Okay? And then, once you have identified the location and safely flare the coronal and the canal orifices, na flare mo na siya, na-identify mo yung coronal portion ng orifices. So, a straight line access is now checked. Itatry mo na. You will insert now the file, di ba? This should be absence of unimpeded access papunta sa apex. Sa foramen, okay? And then, visual inspection of the chamber. You need to visualize and smoothing the restorative margins is performed to avoid future leakage. So you can use optic lights so that you can see if there are, possible leakage might occur, diba? Now, so next is we have naman we have the teeth with minimal teka wait, saan na tayo? Yan, straight line access na tayo, no? And then next is there are certain challenges that could meet during access preparation. Okay? one of which is teeth with minimal or no clinical crown, which will be restored heavily with restorative materials after the endodontic treatment. So these restorative materials provide no extra coronal support, which can, like this, which can definitely fall out during occlusal function. So, baka matanggal lang. So, the best thing to do is before you start access preparation, uh, the root angulation is checked first and studied on pre-treatment radiographs and examine the cervical crown anatomy with an explorer. Check nyo muna. But really, you have to be, you need to rethink whether you will still up to have the tooth endodontically treated. Okay? So another challenging condition is those teeth which are heavily restored. Can you see this? Diba? Heavily restored siya, including those with full veneer crowns. So which rarely reproduce the original tooth anatomy in its exact position. Okay? So the result is the crown root angulation is often altered. Yun ang nagiging problema. So restorative materials block the passage of light. Yun, hindi maka-penetrate yung light into the internal aspect of the tooth. So we can use a dental operating microscope here, or the DOM, that will trans-illuminate the cervical area of those teeth with heavy restoration. And this can improve, of course, this DOM can improve your visibility, and it can reveal the landmarks, of course, that otherwise would be missed. Now, so the teeth with calcified canals, okay, is also one of the challenges that could, yan, kita nyo wala siyang orifice, probably be encountered. So even if ever, halimbawa, you have encountered this kind of condition, the calcified dentin, and then maybe you can slowly remove by long, thin ultrasonic tips under the high magnification of dental operating microscope. Unti-unti, okay? So it is wise to stop excavating the dentin if canal orifice cannot be found to avoid weakening of the tooth structures. So a labial approach, maybe you can do a labial approach since modern advanced restorative materials naman can aesthetically repair this the access from that area. Kasi baka mas madali mo siyang makita. Okay? Pag sa labial mo siya sa anterior teeth. So dapat ganun ang gagawin mo. Instead of sa lingual kasi mahirap nga i-trace yung canal. Okay, so we have here again another one, rotated teeth. So rotated teeth can also be a challenge during access preparation. So a diagnostic periapical radiograph can help in determining the anatomic relationship of the crown to the root and the angle of the root in the arch. So perforation can also occur because of faulty angulation. Okay? So ng burr. So, with respect to the long axis of the tooth. So, pwede ring maging problem siya. So, other problems also can occur when tooth angulation is not considered or checked during preparation. So, ito yung mga dapat, let's take a look at these different challenges. Okay? So, such problems include like mistaken identification of an already located canal. So how could you correct this? So after you have located, lalo na sa mga mandibular molars, diba sinabi natin halos magkakatabi yung orifice ng mandibular molars. So after you have located a difficult canal, dapat a file should be placed in the canal and an angled radiograph is taken to locate the unfounded canal. Dapat ganun ang mangyayari. Okay? Then, failure to locate a canal or extra canal nga. Ganun ang nangyayari. And then, excessive gouging, di ba? Of coronal or radicular tooth structure. So, yun yung mga dapat nating ingatan. And then, uh, why is this possible? Because maybe you are misguided already as to where to end or stop your access preparation, di ba? So yun yung mga kailangan nating i-consider. So excessive gouging of coronal or radicular tooth structure kasi nga hindi mo na halos malocate yung canal dahil nga ang dami mo nang natanggal. And then instrument separation during attempts to locate an orifice. Yan, another problem then. And then, failure to debride, di ba? Debride all pulp tissue from the pulp chamber due to difficulty in reaching out hidden areas. Kaya nagiging problem din siya. So the best way to handle these problems is to avoid them from occurring. A thorough radiograph examination is very crucial here. So, our lesson for today is the beginning is the most important part of the work. Kasi if you will have a wrong start, or of course, the next procedure will be automatically mali na. Okay? So, you should also remember that according to Plato, that you need to be very, very diligent and at the same time, very, very prudent in doing your work, lalong-lalo na if you are just starting. Okay? Dapat talagang very conscientious ka in doing it. So, let's have our references for further readings. So, you have the following references, and we have also the questions for discussion portion. So, this is also graded. So, please, you need to answer this on time because late submission is no longer acceptable. Kasi para rin siyang quiz. As well, swerte lang kasi asynchronous siya. So, you can already have enough time in searching for the answer. So, please, thank you. Please stay. And then, I'll have your attendance checked. And of course, maybe if you have questions, I can entertain also. Thank you very much.